Todd, you guys spent a lot of last year looking for someone to replace Carl Bradford, and I remember you telling me earlier in the year that you thought Antonio might be that guy. What just his development at that position, where has he gone from early in the season to where he is now?
Phenomenal. I don't know that we've had a guy, Doug, in the 4 years that has adapted and improved as much as he has in one season. And he's playing his best football. He's played his 2 best games of the year in the last 2 weeks. So he's gotten better and better and better, and just a very versatile player. You know, Tony's a linebacker. He's obviously, we had to get creative with that position to really adapt it to him, and he's done remarkable. And he really, I think Salamo and Jordan are leaders, but Tony has really emerged as the intensity of our defense. Really, he ignites them. He really does. So I think he's an all Pac-12 performer defensively and has been phenomenal. You look at the numbers that he's put up is pretty impressive. And not only that, I think he's been a big part of why we've leading the league in sacks by almost 10. I think we have almost 10 more than everybody else, and TFLs, and finally in the last 2 weeks we started rolling out those takeaways. So Tony's had a remarkable year, and a guy that I think has really positioned himself to play a bunch more football. He's a heck of a player. He's a guy that can play inside or outside linebacker, and now he's shown this year he can line on the end of the line of scrimmage and really play well. So he's had I don't think we've had anybody that's developed and improved any more than what he has.
What's his upside?
I think he's just getting started. We were really laboring over would we move Christian there or Antonio. We were trying to figure out what we were going to do there, and I'll tell you something else. He's done a good job. He's done a good job of helping develop Ishmael. Tony's been a really solid. He's a great human being, great person, and his upside is he's only getting started. When you improve that dramatically the way he has, and then just how just his development, just his awareness of the game, and just some of the plays that he makes, he's really been impressive. And it's each week it's getting better and better and better, and that's happened throughout the whole season. But it's been a dramatic jump in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Todd, this was a big win, obviously. Your rival game, senior day, and usually this is it. This is the end of the regular season. Now you have to go on the road. Just as a coach, what are you concerned as far as emotionally getting over that and moving on to the next one?
Yeah, you got to. If I had my preference, I wouldn't do that. I would love for our game with Arizona be the last game of the year every year, but it's what it is. What it is. My job is to coach and get our team prepared. So obviously we got to get some guys healed up. It's very physical. Our guys played very physical. We dominated the game physically in all 3 phases. We were really, really physical. So we got to get our guys healed up there and be smart this week in how we work. And then we had a great meeting this morning. And that was my whole deal. I told our staff we need to be the most organized we've been. We need to be focused because we've got to put this behind us, which is a big deal. Now, that game was a big deal to our program, to our seniors, and I always tell them, forever that 2015 seniors, they got it done in the game that counts the most, and that's something they can always be proud of. Now, great. Let's move on. Let's go to the next game because we need to get this 7th win and then get the 8th win. So we've got 2 games left with these guys. I want to enjoy every moment that we have. But the most important thing right now, we're playing the best quarterback we've played all year long. I think we're playing the best receiving core maybe we've played all year long, with maybe the exception of USC. I think these guys are very much in the same regard as far as their talent at receiver. So they're very, very capable of scoring points, and got a lot of respect for Coach Dykes. They're a very well-coached team. They've just lost a lot of close games. And so 2 very, very good football teams going at it. It's going to be their senior day. It's going to be their last home game. So they're going to have a lot of those emotions. And they're coming off a big rival. Their big rivalry game with Stanford. So this is all about who wants it. And we got to want it. We got to want it and get back up. And I know these guys will rise to the occasion.
Coach, it was obviously unfortunate that Jordan wasn't able to play during the Territorial Cup, but I'm curious what his demeanor was like on the sidelines and how he sort of helped the younger guys in the secondary adjust to that game.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He was talking to him in between every series. He had a headset on, so he knew the calls and just coaching them up, and was very much involved and was a great asset to those guys during the game. And that's one of the things I don't know. I pointed out in our press conference that I was just really taken back by was the play of Solomon Means, and he was talking to Solomon. Solomon's never played safety here. And he didn't just play. He played really, really well. And after watching that film, I sure wish I would have thought about that a lot earlier because he is a heck of a safety. And so he'll continue to play there this week and in the bowl game. And Jordan was just phenomenal and talking to him and talking to Kareem and coaching those guys up and keeping them calm. And, Jordan does a great job. He even works on me a little bit. He tries to keep me calm, too. He's the only one to say anything to me when I'm mad.
Coach, if you can reflect back your first year in 2012, there was so much that was said about this program was not able to win in California. And then you go to Cal, you get that big win there. And how much do you think that win kind of like turned the corner for the program to start winning across the board?
Yeah, winning breeds winning. I just, it's all about, I don't really look at all those things. I think a tradition helps you tremendously. I mean, if people expect to win, it sure helps along the way. But we've done pretty well in California, as anywhere we've gone. Would like to have, won a few of them that we lost. We should have won, no, I think winning breeds winning. I think our guys know that it's about their preparation and how they play and how they perform in each game. And there's not any of that. I think we're by winning and doing the things we've done at the Coliseum, at the Rose Bowl, at Cal. Our guys know that there's not some, mojo working against you or something. It's about your work ethic and preparation. So. But we need to go win this game. And really for these seniors, for them to finish the regular season, the 2015 season, with their 7th win and have an opportunity to go get our 8th. And that's, well short of what our goal was. But, when you look at what these guys have done and what they've been a part of in 4 years, I'm really proud of that. 3-1 in the Territorial Cup. Obviously wish we didn't have the one on there. But you look at our conference record, I think 23-12, something like that. I don't think anybody's got any better conference record in the South than what we do. Best 3 academic years in the history of our program, coming off a 990 APR. I don't think that's ever happened before. And not only that, just the character and how they do what they do on and off the field. We got a lot to play for this week, and that's to go get this win and then go get in this bowl game. And, I want to cherish every second I have with these guys. They're a really special group. And so I think all those things, winning breeds winning. And it has not been, it's hard. It's not easy. But I think that game when we went over there and won was big to change that. That started it, and then obviously we've built upon that.
Todd, in your first year here, you had the mid-season losing streak, then wrapped it up with 4 straight wins, including a bowl win against Navy. Have you brought that up at all to your team?
No. What I've talked about this morning was just some messages I wanted these guys to the seniors and the guys in this room, because it's not just the seniors. Our football team changes every year after the last game of the season, which will be our bowl game. And you're never the same again. And so I talked to them a lot about the lessons that I want them to learn in life and spend a lot of time talking about that. And then we've talked about the job at hand, what we have to do this week to get ready. And we talked about, maximizing every opportunity of the time we have left together, because there's very little time left together for the 2015 team and these seniors. So I haven't talked to any about that. I mean, we talk a lot about your responsibility as a Sun Devil and what each year to leave the program, better than you found it. And I think these guys have been pretty remarkable in that regard. But I haven't talked to them any about that.
Coach, have you given Jordan any advice about how he should go about his rehab? And being that he's such a high character individual, how do you think he'll go about it?
Obviously, the doctors. We got some. I'll tell you this. I never even comment on them, but we've got the best team doctor and training staff. Jerry Garcia and his group do a tremendous job. If you look at just how healthy our guys are, and I think that's there's a lot of guys that are bumps and bruises and things like that, but the way they come back from injury and things like that, our guys are very, very well trained by our strength staff and by our training staff. Coach Grizz does a great job, and our team doctors are phenomenal. They obviously are advising Jordan on exactly what he needs to do with his rehab, and he's indicated to me that he wanted to put off his surgery until after the Cal game, and obviously I'm more than okay with that, but obviously the doctors are going to make the decisions on those things, and him. But no, my advice to him, I've just been trying to. There's not much you can say, if you ever, this game is. I love the game of football because it's so hard, and it's not fair. It emulates life. It's pretty darn tough, pretty physical, and it's really, man, my heart goes out to him because it was a play that was it always is like that. It was just a freak play. It was just a very unusual play how he got hurt. But you know what? I've also talked to him a lot about, life's like that. You're going to have times where you're going to face things that are unforeseen, and that's when your true character is exposed. So he'll respond from this and recover from this like a champion that he is. And he hasn't. I haven't seen. I mean, he could be like moping around and just down and depressed. I haven't seen any of that. I've seen him, fully participating just like he was healthy, and that tells you a lot about him. So he's a champ in every way, and he'll recover and rehab from this thing and be better than he was before.
Greg and Doug, and the last one, Hope.
Todd, following up on this idea of finishing 8-5 for the seniors and taking advantage of opportunities, are you a believer in momentum from one season to the next? In other words, can this create momentum for the guys who will be back?
I am. I think that one of the things that we've done, we've been able to do is, I'll give you an example. I mean, our first year finishing off the way we did, there's a lot of, not just externally, I'm talking about internally, inside these walls and inside our training facility. I think it gives you energy. As the next year, we had supposedly a better year, but played poorly in the Holiday Bowl. I thought that was but both of them motivated us. I think we were a little bit, irritated the way we had finished off that year. And, many people said, make too much emphasis on playing the Rose Bowl. And so our guys didn't want to play in the Holiday Bowl. That's all a bunch of, ain't nobody plays football. Don't go try to win every game they're in. And for whatever reason, we didn't prepare and play very well. So I do think it affects you. I can tell you how I want to go into the offseason, that I think it does give you momentum in your training and in the mindset of your players. Now, I'm not talking about the public or the external or fans. It also gives you momentum there. But just like, winning this game is one that, they were ready to go today. And I think our guys know that, when we play to our potential, this team is, I don't think there's anybody can beat our team when we play to our potential. So I think winning the next two games are vital in that mindset and going into the off season. So even though in 2013 we lost the Holiday Bowl, we weren't not motivated going it because we won 10 the next year. But it was just different. It was very different. And I thought that was even a reflection of, just where we were almost there, but then we got beat in the championship, and then and then we got beat in the bowl game, and we didn't just get beat in the bowl game; we really played poorly, and so that left a bad taste in our mouth that motivated us. But I believe winning breeds winning. I don't think I don't learn a lot from losing other than I don't want to do it anymore, and I think that's why it's very, very important these next two games, for this year's team and for these seniors and for the future.
I know he jumped off sides twice on special teams, but Jalen Harvey caught a touchdown pass, and he plays on a lot of special teams. Just what does he provide for you?
Another young man I should have pointed out in the obviously during a game, I'm trying to win a game, so I'm not really watching individual performances. There's an injury that hurt us this year. He obviously competing for the football, drew a pass interference call. He's really going to be an outstanding player. I think he's a guy that, that would have really helped us. And then him breaking his collarbone was a very, very big loss, as well as Cam. I think we've missed Cam tremendously there. But he jumped off sides a couple of times. I think we got that straight. But I'll tell you this: you got to tell him to whoa and not go. He's a competitor. He is a passionate guy, man. That was a big time play on the big home run shot that he caught. So I really like that because I also could tell how it affected him, Doug. You could see him. You could see it, that building. You could see, a guy needs to get on the field and make a play. And when they make a big play, they tend to grow faster. And you could see a lot of growth from him. And even how he handled it, because I get after him pretty hard if you get a penalty, especially one that's not very smart. And he's matured so much. I was very impressed with how he handled that and how he dealt with that. And so I was impressed by him as route running, his ability to separate and get behind him. That was a pretty impressive. And not only that, he played well. He was a guy that graded out very high, and a guy that I think is going to be a factor for us. He's going home this week, and this will be a big game for him this week as well. So he's a guy that this next game and the next two games and the bowl practice and all that stuff is he'll get better every day.
Coach, you talked about Antonio Longino really stabilizing the devil position. Would it be fair to say the byproduct of it was also the will position and Christian Sam and DJ Calhoun, how they both played and really give you a good depth over there?
Yeah, I think that I think one of the things that Tony will tell you that's helped him is the play of the guys inside of him. We dominate the line of scrimmage. I don't think there's been a game this year that I thought our defensive line did not dominate the line of scrimmage. Now, we've gotten the ball thrown over the top of us and thrown around us and ran around us, but we've been pretty dominating. And then Christian's play has been stellar. And DJ coming in on third down has been, he's put up a lot of numbers and done a great job. So, I think our forcing unit is in really good shape. I think we've even at times, exceeds what I think sometimes. When I watch them, I say, man, I thought we'd struggle a little bit more with that, and they've done really well. And obviously, Salamo really is critical. I would love to have a microphone on him during a game and to watch that, because he really is. He's in the smartest player as far as a linebacker and being able to memorize the calls and make the calls at the right time. I don't know if y'all remember in the game, but they made a quick check early in the game. Is back down on this end. They flip the back on the other side. He hands it and changes it and puts the pressure on the other side. They run. We get a TFL. And so, he's really sharp when it comes to that. So that forcing unit with I think all three of the the linebacker positions, and then Liu plays so consistently, and I think he's played almost 800 snaps. But Tony, I think obviously Tayshawn's play and Christian's play as well as DJ's has really, really helped him. And then that boundary's been pretty solid for us when Jordan was in there, and then with the Lloyd Carrington. That's those two corners have played. To bump and run every single down. And to play like they've played, the plays that we've given up in the back end very few of them have been on them. We've left some guys uncovered with our safeties and stuff like that. And most of the big plays down the field have been on our safeties, and those two guys played pretty well as well.